So the Black Stars of Ghana held their first training session at the Kumasi Sports Stadium ahead of their much anticipated 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying match against Madagascar. And we're going to look at the number of players who trained at the Babara Sports Stadium with the Black Stars players, as one player is said to have been missing out of action at the training session, which was held behind closed doors. Well, we'll also look at the new players who have been invited to the Black Stars camp, as Fatau Isaaku was handed a late call-up, as well as Manaf Nuruddin, who plies his trade with Midiama. Why were they given a late call-up? Well, we'll answer all those questions over here on Sports Update Ghana, and also talk about why the Black Stars did not train at the Accra Sports Stadium as planned by the Ghana Football Association, and more other things arising from the Black Stars camp, all coming up here on Sports Updates Ghana. Before we get into it though, you know the drill. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So let's get right into it. And ahead of Ghana's first match in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, the Ghana senior national team, that is the Black Stars, held their first training session at the Kumasi Sports Stadium as they began preparations for the games. Well, the Black Stars are expected to come up against Madagascar at the Kumasi Sports Stadium on Friday, November 17th, and the game will be played at 4 p.m. Well, ahead of the game, the Black Stars moved their camp from Accra to Kumasi, where they held their first training session. Coach Chris Hutton supervised this particular training session with support and assistance from Didi Dramani, George Boateng, and Olele Kinson, who took charge of the goalkeepers training session. Well, the Black Stars trained behind closed doors, and what this means is that no fan was at the stadium when the Black Stars held their training session. But in your shorts, these are some of the videos which were taken from the Black Stars training session at the Babara Sports Stadium. So that is what you are watching. Someone managed to get us the videos, and well, this is how the Black Stars held their training session, and when they were leaving the stadium as well, that is what you can see on your screens. Most of the time, the Black Stars decide to train behind closed doors because the coaches want to have their time with the players and also ensure that their tactics that they'll be using in the games work out. But what I can say as a journalist is that we hope that all this while that the Black Stars have been pushing to train behind closed doors work this time, such that they are able to win their game against Madagascar convincingly. But only 24 players trained with the Black Stars today at the Kumasi Sports Stadium. The likes of Kudus Mohammed, who has a new haircut, trained with the team. Jordan Ayew and his brother Andre Ayew is the captain, also trained with the team, same as goalkeepers that is Jojo Wolacott and Richard Ofori all took part of the training session and all. But there was one player who was absent from the training session, and that is our goalkeeper Lawrence Atizigi. He was missing out of action, as it's reported that Lawrence Atizigi is here to report to the Black Stars camp. So when he hopefully arrives at the Black Stars camp, well, Lawrence Atizigi will be joining his teammates for the second training session, which will be held on Wednesday. Well, earlier in the day, we got an update that Coach Chris Hutton has handed late call-ups to Leicester City player Fatau Isaaku and Manaf Nuruddin, who plays for Midiama SC. Well, they were called as replacements for Kamaldeen Sulemana and Rayo Vallecano defender Abdul Mumin. These players were initially part of the 25-man squad named by Coach Chris Hutton for the games against Madagascar and Comoros. However, Kamaldeen Sulemana was unable to make the trip to join the Black Stars in camp for the games against Madagascar and Comoros in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Well, so it is believed that the reason Kamaldeen Sulemana dropped out of the Black Stars squad for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers is because his club, that Southampton, fears that the Ghanaian winger might end up getting injured in the 2026 World Cup qualifying matches. So they decided to protect their player. That is why they did not allow him to join his teammates in camp. Although the club hasn't officially stated anything and Ghana Football Association hasn't said anything, that is the word out there on the reason that Kamaldeen Sulemana didn't join the Black Stars in camp. For Abdul Mumin, who plays for Spanish La Liga side Rayo Vallecano, it is unknown why he didn't join the Black Stars in camp. A number of people have been pushing for Abdul Mumin to get into the Black Stars once again, because anytime he gets called to the Black Stars, he doesn't get to play in matches. So people were hoping that this time that he has been called, he will be able to make an appearance for the Ghana national team. Unfortunately, the player did not turn up for the call-up that he has been handed by coach Chris Hughton. So what we expect from the GFA and the Black Stars coaches is to address why these two players did not join the Black Stars in camp for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Well, we hope that on Thursday, when the team holds their press conference, all these questions will be answered before the game against Madagascar. Now, let's talk about why the Black Stars did not hold their training session in Accra. Per the itinerary released by the Ghana Football Association on Monday, the Black Stars were supposed to train at the Accra Sports Stadium on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, they will travel to Kumasi to hold their second training session before holding their final training session and all that. But we woke up to news that the Black Stars will no longer be training at the Accra Sports Stadium anymore, but they'll be training at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium. What could be the reason why Coach Chris Hughton and the technical team decided to make these changes? Well, again, it is believed that it will be proper for the Black Stars to hold all their training session at the Babara Sports Stadium, because so they want to get a feel of the stadium and also make sure that they know what to do whenever they are on the pitch. So the players are comfortable on the pitch and they know every part of the pitch where they can take advantage of their opponent. So it is believed that this is the reason why Coach Chris Hughton and his technical team opted to train at the Babara Sports Stadium. So another issue that came up about the Black Stars is that this time the Black Stars did not lodge into their favorite hotel, which they've been always lodging in Accra. Often you'll find the Black Stars at the Alisa Hotel, but this time the Black Stars were not at the Alisa Hotel, but rather they were at the Lancaster Hotel. What could be the reason that the GFA opted to choose Lancaster over Alisa Hotel? Alisa Hotel has been the home of the Black Stars whenever they are in Accra for several months. It dates back to 2021. The Black Stars have always been at the Alisa Hotel. So what could be the reason why this time they are moving to the Lancaster Hotel? Well, I think that the GFA would have to give us answers to all this and more. Well, that is the latest update on the Black Stars and camp news and all that. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment.